Hey everyone, I'm Sam. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. My friend Masha came across this picture of a bookshelf with 101 fantasy book titles, and you can color the books as you read them. So she shared this idea with me that we should both make a video of us filling those bookshelves in. This is what it looks like, and as I've already mentioned, this has 101 titles on it. We decided to diversify our coloring a little bit by choosing 3 different colors. The first one is for the books that you have on your shelves but you haven't read them. The second color is the books that you have read but you don't have them on your shelves. And the third color is for the books that you have read and you have them on your shelves. For my version, I've chosen pink, blue, and purple. So grab a snack and let's go to my bookshelves. I see that the first shelf is mostly Sarah J. Maas books, and I have all of them except for 2, I think. So yeah, following my logic, I have to color most of them pink because, you know, I haven't read many. So yeah, let's start with House of Sky and Breath, which I haven't read. This is the one that I don't have. And House of Earth and Blood, I do have that one. It's the first one in the newest series, right? As far as I remember. Court of Silver Flames. I do have that book. And I also have read this one, so I will color it with purple. As for my feelings about it, I would say that I quite enjoyed it. I enjoyed the aspect of, you know, this girl crew that... what's her name? I forgot her name. Why do I keep thinking about Vecna? It's not her name.
No.
Feyre? Elaine? Oh my god, I forgot her name. Not Vecna. Stop. Vecna is trying to take over my mind.
Have you seen Jamie?
Feyre, Elaine, and Cassian. I'm blanking. I really don't remember. Okay, let me Google it. Nesta, yes. Oh my gosh, so Nesta. What was I even saying? I don't remember already. I love the fact that she creates this girl crew for herself, and you know, they become these fearless warriors and they support each other, so yeah, that was awesome. Okay, the next one is A Court of Frost and Starlight. This is the second one that I don't have, and I actually started, I think, listening to it, and it was so cringy, so I stopped. So the next one is the original Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy. They're going to be purple. As for my favorite book out of this trilogy, I would say it's the second one. I wouldn't be, you know, different from the others. I think most of the readers love the second one the most. Before I continue talking about Feyre & Co., I need to say that I do have all of the Throne of Glass series, but I haven't read any of them, so all of them are going to be pink. As I was saying, my favorite book is the second one, and my favorite character would be Azriel, because he is so mysterious and quiet, and that's the type of book characters that I fall for usually. You know, these mysterious, quiet, but also very soft inside. I just realized that I don't think I have a sharpener. It is so hot in here, I'm dying. Kingdom of the Wicked. Oh yeah, I know. It's Kerri Maniscalco trilogy. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I'm interested in them that much, so yeah, let's leave them alone. Next we have the Lunar Chronicles, and I have all of them in 2 editions even. And yeah, of course I read all of them that are represented here, I mean, because I haven't read the companion novels. What was it called? Like Stars Above? But the original books I have indeed read, and I really like them. As for my favorite characters, I would say that I'm personally more similar to Cinder. The character that I like the most is... what was his name? What's up with me and names today? Is it Carson? Oh my gosh. You know who I'm talking about, right? I keep on thinking Carson. Caress. Love. Interest. Thorn! Oh my god. So yeah, I love Thorn, and that's the other type of my bookish crushes. I like, you know, these sarcastic, very fun characters, like Thorn, like Nikolai from the Grisha trilogy. Okay, up next are Red Queen, Glass Sword, King's Cage, Warstorm, and Broken Throne. And As far as I remember, they are Victoria Aveyard's books. There is a funny story there. I'm not planning to read them because I'm kind of offended. I was writing a book of my own at some point, and then Red Queen came out, and it had a very similar plot, so I was hurt by that, and I decided not to read this series out of spite. A curse so dark and lonely, a heart so fierce and broken, and a vow so bold and what deadly is it? I haven't read this trilogy. It's by Bridget Kemmerer, as far as I remember. I don't know anything about that, so should I say anything? Defy the Night, I think it's also by her. Gild, Glint, Gleam, Glow. They are quite popular nowadays, I feel like. Raven Kennedy, is it? I'm going to be filling those in. Lore by Alexandra Bracken. I haven't read that one. I heard that it's like Hunger Games but with Greek gods, and that sounds amazing to me. So I think I might be reading it later on in life at some point. The next ones are Circe and the Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I read both of them. I read the Song of Achilles twice. Once, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and the second time I reread it last month for our book club. I listened to it on audio in Russian, and the narrator he wasn't dumb, but he made Patroclus sound dumb. But the English one is pretty nice. And Circe, 10 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed that one. All right, shelf number 3, and we start with Heartless by Marissa Mayer. I haven't read that one, and I don't have it in my library. Do I? No, I don't. Yeah, it's like retelling of Alice in Wonderland, but about the Queen of Hearts, is it? The origin story. Fable and Namesake. I think they are like 2 books of the same author. Adrienne Young, is it? Just let me check it out. Yes, it is, and it's something about the sea. Is it about pirates or something? I don't know. My friend recently read this book, and yeah, as far as I remember, she enjoyed it. These Hollow Vows. I do have this book, but I haven't read it. What color was that? Pink? It's another fairy book. Yeah, book about fairies. Our main heroine has to steal something from the Seelie Court, I think, or the Unseelie Court. Either one of them, I don't know. To save her sister, who was taken to the fairy land. And these Twisted Bonds, I'm assuming that's the continuation of that, but let me check. Yes, this is the second book by Lexi Ryan. So next up, oh yeah, my favorite author and my favorite book, one of my favorite book worlds, yeah, Grishaverse. King of Scars, Rule of Wolves, Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom, Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, Ruin and Rising. It's a very odd order that they put them in. So yeah, I have all of them in multiple editions and multiple languages. I've read all of them, of course. My favorite one would be probably the Six of Crows duology. I really love those characters. Wylan is my favorite, I think. Speaking about the original trilogy, I do like Alina, surprisingly. Also, not very surprisingly, I quite enjoy the character of the Darkling. I mean, who doesn't? And of course, Nikolai. Also, fan favorite, I would say. And I've heard mixed opinions about the Nikolai duology, but I personally really liked it. There were certain situations that made me very angry, frustrated. I cried a lot. I was like, why did you do that to this character? But yeah, I like that she didn't play it safe and, you know, wasn't scared of killing off her characters. Not all of them, of course. Some of them did come back multiple times. I also massively enjoyed the TV show, and I did live reactions to every episode on my Russian channel. I think it was really well done, and I can't wait for the second season. Alright, so the next section, as I can see, is Holly Black section. The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, The Queen of Nothing, The Darkest Part of the Forest, Book of Night, and it ends here. I read only The Cruel Prince, and I don't have this book. I got rid of it because I'm not really a big fan of it. So finally, we get to color something in blue. I know that there are a lot of fans of this trilogy, and I actually really wanted to like it, at least to enjoy the fan art, because it has a lot of merchandise, a lot of prints, art, anything. The Darkest Part of the Forest, I did not read. Book of Night, I think it's the newest one, right? I haven't read that either. House of Salt and Sorrows. Sounds very familiar. What is it? Looking at the cover, I realized that I do have this book indeed, but I haven't read it. So I'm going to color it pink. Moving on, Daughter of Sparta. Haven't heard anything about this book. Okay, so Goodreads says that it's a reinterpretation of the classic Greek myth of Daphne and Apollo. I should add it into my list for sure. Ariadne, heard good things about this, also in my TBR, but I haven't read it yet. Also, I don't have the book. All right, shelf number 4, Girls of Paper and Fire, Girls of Storm and Shadow, Girls of Fate and Fury. Well, judging by the name, they're all by the same author. Haven't read them, was not very interested, to be honest. House of Hollow, this one was in my to-read list of last year, and I did not get to it, unfortunately, but I do want to. Next up is, oh, I do know that, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which is by Victoria Schwab, and I do have the book, and I have read it, and I mean, it was a good book. I quite enjoyed the atmosphere, quite enjoyed the, theme of loneliness in it. I quite enjoyed who is he? Like a god of darkness? I don't remember who he was, but gave me some Darkling vibes, and I liked it a lot. A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and A Conjuring of Light. I read all 3 of them. So A Gathering of Shadows is blue, because I have read it, but I don't have the book. The other 2 are purple. That's a lot of purple books in here. All right, Gallant is the new book. I haven't read it. I don't have it yet. Vicious and Vengeful. I think I have both of them. I might be wrong. No, I for sure have the first one, which is Vicious, and I have read it. So it's going to be purple. And Vengeful, I did read, and I don't have the book. So blue. I did enjoy this duology, and yeah, I was a big fan of the relationship between Victor and Eli, is it his name? Because they did remind me of Charles and Eric from the X-Men. Speaking of Darker Shade of Magic, I did enjoy Cal a lot. Alucard, awesome. And I was really annoyed by Lila Bard. I know, probably it's not a popular opinion, but yeah, I didn't really enjoy her character. Crave, Crush, Covet, Court, Charm, Cherish. My friend over at Mally Bay Books, she is a big fan of the series. She's trying to persuade me to read them. I'm still holding on, but I might crack one day. So we'll see. But for now, I don't have the books. I haven't read them, so I'm not coloring anything. Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, I think. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I read the first one, and I do have it. When I heard that it was inspired by Avatar: The Last Airbender, I was really, really excited to read it. I listened to an audio version of it, and I think that was my mistake, because most of it just, went over my head, and that's why I didn't really enjoy it. But I want to give it a second chance, because I feel like if I read it physically, it would give me another impression. The second one, Children of Virtue and Vengeance, I haven't read naturally. Moving on to the last row, A Shadow in the Ember. What the fuck is that? It feels like it's a combination of 2 titles that I've already, read, like Shadow Bright and Burning or something, and An Ember in the Ashes. So I was like confused for a second there. What is it? Let's check it out. Oh, it's the prequel From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout. So up to A War of Two Queens, or The War of Two Queens. I have heard very mixed reviews about this author and about this series, so I don't think I'm going to be giving it a try at all. So yeah, skipping that. The House in the Cerulean Sea, my all-time favorite book. I do have it in multiple versions. I read it 2 or 3 times by now. I really, really like the message of it, about being different and accepting those who are different, because down deep we're all the same. We all have our fears, we all have our dreams, we all are people. The shadow, or the shadows between us and the darkness within us feel like they are by the same author. Haven't read them. Let's move on. The Poppy War I have read. It was very brutal and I liked it. Speaking about the Dragon Republic, I've been waiting for the second book for so long that I forgot everything that happened in the Poppy War. Not everything, but the majority of the plot. So I really need to reread the Poppy War to continue on with the series. I do have all 3 of them. I just need some time to read them. Once Upon a Broken Heart. I do have this book in audio version. Does it count? I think it counts. So I will color it pink. I haven't read it, but I heard quite good things about it. The Ballad of Never After. Well, judging by the name, it's the continuation, but like, does it already have a continuation? It feels like it just came out. It is the second book, but it hasn't been published yet. It's only expected in September. Is it fair? I don't have the ability to read it or to have it on my shelves. Caraval Legendary Finale. I did read Caraval. I quite enjoyed it when I read it, but after that, I realized that it wasn't that good. So, I don't have it on my shelves anymore. Skin of the Sea. Natasha Bowen. When I hear Bowen, I think of the SNL Bowen. They say it's a Little Mermaid retelling, but with a black main character. I need to add it into my list. Never-ending TBR list. Next one, Soul of the Deep. Again, Deep, probably the same series. Soul of the Deep. Yes, this is the second book. However, it's also expected in September, the second book, which is breaking the rules here. The Prison Healer, Lynette Noni, as far as I remember. Haven't read it, don't have this book. The Gilded Cage and The Blood Trader. Probably the continuation, let's see. The other ones were already released, but I haven't read them and I'm not planning to. Only 2 books left. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Why is it here separately from everything else? I have read it. I didn't really enjoy it, but I think that it might have been not a proper time for me to read it. So I'm willing to give it a second chance because I love Leigh Bardugo and I think I'm going to be reading everything she releases. And also, I need to know what happened to Darlington. Is he going to be okay? So I'm coloring it blue. I don't have the book, but I have read it. And I'm seeing, similarly to other 2 books before it, Hellbent hasn't been released yet. I think it's going to be released next year even, but I'm done. Now I want to decorate the shelves a little bit, okay? Alright, so these are my finished bookshelves. Out of 101 titles, I've colored 43, but bear in mind that out of this list, there are some books that haven't been released yet, so it's not 100% accurate. I own and read 24 books, 14 books are waiting on my shelves to be read, and there are 5 more books that I've read but do not own. If you wonder how many books my friend has colored in, here's her video. As always, don't forget that in the description box I have links to some organizations that help people and animals in Ukraine. If you watch this video till the end, leave this emoji in the comments. Also, you can share your results there. I'm very curious to know. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you very soon. Bye!